A detailed look inside Southern black schools in the same era as Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. In the 1930s, black students were not given the same educational opportunities as white students received. Jim Crow laws of school segregation led to underfunded, rudimentary, and overcrowded black schools. Many whites did not want blacks to become educated, fearing that they would challenge white supremacy. Black schools therefore received far less financial support than did white schools. They had fewer books, worse buildings, and lesser paid teachers.
Whites had better school housings than black students. While the white children went to school in a white wooden building surrounded by sports fields and included 2 yellow buses, the black children attended a school consisting of 4 weather-beaten wooden houses on stilts bricks, like in Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. Many school buildings for African Americans were in terrible conditions. They had leaking roofs, sagging floors, and windows without glass.
The Great Faith Elementary and Secondary School had 320 students, 7 teachers, a principal, a caretaker, and the caretaker's cow, which kept the wide crabgrass lawn sufficiently clipped in the spring and summer. Southern black schools of the 1930s were often a one-room classroom where one teacher taught every grade level. In 1931, states passed a law that said a teacher with fewer than 22 students would receive a salary cut. African American teachers who were untrained would earn $35 to $70 a month compared to a white teacher who earned $45 to $90 a month. Segregation in schools affected teachers and students. Some black teachers were fired to save the school money, and multiple schools closed because of lack of money. If a town couldn't afford 2 schools, they'd only build one for the whites.
The few books given to black schools were hand-me-downs from white schools, and they were received in extremely poor conditions. If someone from the government had visited Mama Remarks, maybe he could see all the things we need. Current books for all of our subjects, not just somebody's old throwaways, desk paper, blackboards, erasers, maps, and chalk.
Children were often pulled out of school during the farming seasons to work on their family farms, as stated in Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. The white children started their school year in the end of August, while black children were needed in the fields from early springs when the cotton had been picked into the fall. The school year was from the beginning of October and dismissing in March. Eventually, most would drop out of school altogether.
Black students had to walk to school while white students had the option of riding the bus.
Angered by this discrimination, Little Man demands,
Well, where's our bus?
"We ain't got one."
Well, why not?
Ask Mama. The county did not provide buses for its black students. Much of the money which supported the black schools came from black churches. Great Faith Church just could not afford a bus, so therefore we had to walk.
Limits on what blacks could be taught in school. White leaders imposed freedom regulations to avoid exposing black children to ideas of equality.
Thought these books belonged to the county. I don't see all them things you're teaching in here.
That's because they're not in there.
Well, if it ain't in there, then you ain't got no right teaching it. This book's approved by the Board of Education, and you're expected to teach what's in it.
I can't do that.
And why not?
Because all that's in the book isn't true. We don't forget the past, for it is our history. History serves as a lesson and a guide. Everyone deserves the gift of good education.